Blue Book Chapter 1, Early Life and Family Background. Osama bin Laden was born in 1957 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, into a wealthy and influential family. His father, Mohammed bin Laden, was a successful construction magnate who built strong ties with the Saudi royal family. Osama grew up in a privileged environment with access to education, wealth, and religious upbringing. After his father's death in a plane crash, Osama inherited a portion of the family wealth while still young. He was raised in a conservative Islamic atmosphere and developed an early interest in religion and political events in the Muslim world. During his childhood and teenage years, he studied in elite schools in Saudi Arabia. His personality was described by some as quiet and disciplined, with a growing interest in religious studies and global Muslim issues. Blue Book Chapter 2, Education and Formative Influences. Osama bin Laden continued his education in Saudi Arabia, particularly in business and engineering-related studies. During this period, he was influenced by Islamic scholars and political movements discussing conflicts involving Muslim countries. The late 1970s were a turning point globally, with major political changes in the Middle East and surrounding regions. Osama became increasingly aware of international conflicts and began to develop strong ideological views shaped by religious and political narratives. He was also influenced by teachers and mentors who emphasized strict interpretations of religion and the importance of defending Muslim lands. These early influences played a key role in shaping his later worldview. Blue Book Chapter 3, Move Toward Political Involvement. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, Osama bin Laden began to move away from a purely business-oriented life and became more involved in political and religious causes. During the Soviet-Afghan War, 1979 to 1989, he traveled to Afghanistan and Pakistan regions where many foreign volunteers gathered to support Afghan resistance groups. He used his financial resources and connections to support logistical and organizational efforts. At this stage, he was not yet a global figure but was becoming known in certain circles involved in the Afghan conflict. His role was mostly related to funding, coordination, and networking with various groups. Blue Book Chapter 4, Afghanistan War and Growing Influence. During the 1980s, Osama bin Laden's involvement in Afghanistan expanded significantly. He was part of a broader movement of foreign fighters who came to support Afghan resistance against Soviet forces. He helped establish training camps and support networks. His financial background allowed him to contribute resources and infrastructure for these efforts. Over time, his influence among certain groups grew. This period marked a major shift in his life from businessman to political activist. The war environment created strong alliances and ideological commitments that would later shape his future activities. Blue Book Chapter 5, Post-War Period and Ideological Shift. After the Soviet withdrawal from Afghanistan in 1989, the region entered a new phase of instability. Many foreign fighters, including Osama bin Laden, returned to their home countries or moved to other conflict zones. During this time, Osama bin Laden's ideology became more focused on global political and military issues involving Western influence in Muslim-majority regions. He relocated between different countries, including Sudan and later Afghanistan again in the 1990s. His network and influence continued to grow during this period, transitioning from regional involvement to a broader international presence. This phase set the foundation for his later global recognition as a controversial figure. Blue Book Chapter 6, Sudan Years and Network Expansion. In the early 1990s, Osama bin Laden relocated to Sudan. During this period, Sudan was going through political changes and was hosting various foreign political figures and groups. Bin Laden used this time to expand his organizational structure and financial networks. He was involved in business-related activities as well as ideological networking. His presence in Sudan allowed him to build contacts across different regions. However, international pressure on Sudan increased over time, and his activities began to face restrictions. This period marked a transition phase where his operations became more globally observed. Blue Book Chapter 7, Return to Afghanistan. By the mid-1990s, Osama bin Laden left Sudan and returned to Afghanistan. The region was then under the influence of different political and militant groups. In Afghanistan, he found an environment where he could operate with fewer international restrictions. He re-established connections and continued to strengthen his ideological and organizational network. This period is often described as one of consolidation, where his influence became more structured and centralized within his network. Blue Book Chapter 8: Formation of Global Network. During the late 1990s, Osama bin Laden became associated with a more globally recognized network. His communication and influence extended beyond regional conflicts, reaching supporters in multiple countries. He issued public statements and messages addressing international political issues. These statements gained global attention and positioned him as a controversial international figure. His network structure during this time became more decentralized, with various groups operating in different regions under shared ideological influence. Blue Book Chapter 9: Rise in Global Attention. By the late 1990s, Osama bin Laden had become a subject of international intelligence monitoring and media coverage. Several governments began to track his movements and activities closely. His name started appearing in global discussions related to security and international politics. This phase marked a shift from regional involvement to global attention, making him one of the most closely observed figures of that time. Blue Book Chapter 10: Events leading to 2001. In the years leading up to 2001, global political tensions were increasing. Osama bin Laden's network was already under international scrutiny. During this time, communication networks and affiliations linked to him were being monitored by multiple intelligence agencies. His influence was seen as part of a larger global security concern. The events of 2001 became a major turning point in world history, leading to significant international responses and long-term geopolitical changes.